Hello, you're kicking off the Saturday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin with Milinchi and income deadlines. President LUONG receives Japan's LDP youth leader. Steel brigades marching toward national parade. Vietnam Today, first national foreign TV channel launch. On August 22nd, President LUONG received Mr. Nakasone Yoshitaka, member of the House of Representatives and head of the Youth Division of Japan's Liberal Democratic Party, or LDP for short, along with a 60-member delegation. The group included national and local lawmakers, private sector representatives, and students visiting Vietnam. President LUONG expressed his hope that the LDP Youth Division, as part of Japan's ruling party, would further promote high-level visits and exchanges between senior leaders, militaries, and parliamentarians, as well as strengthen ties between localities of the two countries. He also called on Japan to support Vietnam's industrialization and modernization efforts and to help Vietnamese enterprises integrate more deeply into Japanese supply chains. Both sides were encouraged to expand cooperation in promoting fields such as artificial intelligence, quantum technology, semiconductors, and human resource development. Responding to this proposal, Mr. Nakasone Yoshitaka affirmed that the delegation could convey the President's views and continue to boost exchanges and cooperation between the LDP Youth Division and young parliamentarians and youth organizations at both central and local levels. On August 22nd, Senior Lieutenant General Hwang Sun-chien, Deputy Minister of National Defense, chaired a conference reviewing the preparation of defense diplomatic activities in celebration of the 80th anniversary of National Day, September 2nd. Senior Lieutenant General Hwang Sun-chien stressed that the organization of these defense diplomatic activities aim to maintain and promote high-level contacts through welcoming delegations of defense military leaders from other countries for official visits, attending defense strategy dialogues on the occasion of the anniversary, strengthening defense relations with other countries, actively improving the quality and effectiveness of bilateral defense diplomacy between Vietnam and other countries, contributing to enhancing the significance and effectiveness of activities celebrating the 80th anniversary of the August Revolution and National Day, September 2nd. He also asked relevant agencies to complete detailed plans and ensure absolute safety and adherence to protocol. Assigned units must closely coordinate with other agencies, both within and outside the military, and deploy reception work to achieve the best results. Following the formations in the grand rehearsal came the military vehicles and artillery, convoys of state-of-the-art equipment representing various forces of the Vietnam People's Army advanced firmly into Badin Square, carrying the still spirit of a heroic military amidst the warm cheers of local people and visitors. Before the joy rehearsal, our wheeled military vehicles underwent stringent technical inspection and maintenance. Every artillery and combat vehicle was freshly painted in uniform colors to ensure consistency, discipline, and easy recognition. All of the officers and soldiers upheld the highest sense of responsibility, ready for the national parade. Technical maintenance work is also carried out every day to ensure the best conditions of vehicles. All vehicles were required to maintain precise distance, speed, and alignment, both horizontally and vertically. After many days of training from light vehicles to heavy equipment, all units moved in unison and kept rhythm within their formations. As a result, the military convoy of wheeled vehicles joined the police convoy and heading toward Badin Square as scheduled. The most important thing in training is the close coordination between drivers and commanders to create a smooth drive. On Nguyễn Tri Phương Street, tank and armored crews lined up and maneuvered into position, greeted with excitement by the public. The steel fists at the front of the formation roared forward proudly, setting the tone for the powerful march of the mechanized units. Local people and visitors followed every sound of the steel tracks as the convoy passed. It's my first time seeing tanks in person, and it's such a proud moment. I will make sure to see every part of the parade. The precise, orderly, and impressive formation is not only careful preparation for the national celebration, but also a vivid affirmation of Vietnam's strength, showcasing the discipline, resilience, and high combat readiness of its modern, regular steel brigades. On August 22nd in Vientiane, Laos, Vice President Võ Thị Ánh Xuân and her Lao counterpart Pani Yothotu attended a ceremony to recognize the Trường Sơn Trail, Ho Chi Minh Trail in Laos as the natural historical relic of the country. To meet the requirements of the struggle for national liberation and resistance against the U.S., the Lao People's Party, now the Lao People's Revolutionary Party, and the Vietnam Workers' Party, now the Communist Party of Vietnam, agreed to survey and construct a strategic transport route known as the Ho Chi Minh Trail in Laos. Lieutenant General Vong Son In Phim, chairman of the General Department of Politics of the Lao People's Army and Deputy Minister of National Defense, noted that the military has been working to develop the site into a historical tourism destination, allowing Lao officers, soldiers, and people, particularly younger generations, to learn about and further nurture the special bilateral relationship, while also studying the creative, strategic, and tactical military values of the two militaries for application in the modern era. On August 22nd, a delegation from the Department of Information and Education under the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army conducted a survey on the implementation of the project, renewing oral communication work and the activities of non-professional reporters in the Vietnam People's Army until 2025 and the following years at Brigade 126 under the Navy service. In recent years, oral communication work at the brigade has effectively played its role in orienting thoughts, strengthening faith, and enhancing political will among officers and soldiers. The contents of the communication closely follow political thoughts, promptly reflect domestic and international situations, and the mission of protecting sovereignty overseas and islands. In recent times, oral communication work has always been considered by Brigade 126 as the most direct, prompt, and effective information channel for orienting thoughts, strengthening faith, and enhancing political will among officers and soldiers. We focus on linking oral communication with training, combat readiness, regularity, and emulation movements. As a result, it has created high consensus in awareness and actions, promoted the heroic traditions of the unit. In addition to the achieved results, the report also pointed out some limitations in oral communication work at the unit and the need for further training of the reporter team skills. The survey results serve as an important basis for the Department of Information and Education to advise the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense in proposing solutions to renew and enhance the effectiveness of oral communication work across the military, meeting the task requirements in the new situation, especially in specialized units like Brigade 126. Coming up next. Vietnam Today, first national foreign TV channel launch. Vietnam-Cuba, bonds of solidarity and affection. On August 22nd in Hanoi, Vietnam Television held a ceremony to introduce the national foreign channel Vietnam Today. That is Vietnam's first English language television channel dedicated to external communications and is scheduled to officially go on air on September 7th, 2025. Established under the Prime Minister's decision, Vietnam Today aims to provide information on the party and state's policies, promote Vietnam's image and people to the world, and enhance the country's external communication during the period of deep international integration. Broadcasting around the clock in English, the channel uses modern technology and a multilingual subtitle system tailored to different countries and regions. Its goal is to serve as the window to Vietnam, offering international audiences objective and comprehensive information from politics, economy, culture, and tourism to innovation and digital transformation. Speaking at the launch, Deputy Director General of VTV Đối Ngoại emphasized that Vietnam today will be a bridge bringing Vietnam closer to the world, presenting a peaceful, stable and hospitable nation that values tradition while embracing modern integration. With the motto, credible information, sharp content, creative communications, the channel promises to be a trusted source, helping international viewers gain a deeper, more accurate understanding of today's Vietnam.
Now streaming on TV, digital platforms, and social.
On August the 22nd in Hue City, Viet Travel Group held a technical operations ceremony for its flagship project, the Hue Plaza International Travel and Service Complex. That is a key project in Central Vietnam and a symbolic step in Viet Travel's strategy to build a comprehensive tourism and service ecosystem, affirming its pioneering role in setting new standards for Vietnam's tourism industry. Located at the prime site, Hue Plaza covers more than 5,400 square meters with 6 floors and 2 basements. Its neoclassical design blends the elegance of the imperial city's heritage with modern touches. Beyond enhancing competitiveness and creating jobs, the project aims to boost the service economy and enrich visitor experiences in Hue. Hue Plaza is expected to become a landmark destination for both domestic and international travelers. There are friendships that have overcome historical challenges and geographical distances, remaining strong as brotherhood, that is, the friendship between Vietnam and Cuba. For more than half a century, the two brotherly nations have stood shoulder to shoulder, sharing hardships and joys, nurturing the common aspiration for independence, freedom, and happiness. And today, that bond remains strong, continuing to spread through warm, heartfelt acts of solidarity from the Vietnamese people to the Cuban people as a tribute, a gesture of unity, so that the Vietnam-Cuba friendship will last forever, steadfast through the time. Within just a few hours of its launch, the Vietnam Red Cross appeal to support the Cuban people has spread wide and far, drawing thousands of shares and tens of thousands of comments. After 9 days, as of 11 on August the 22nd, the campaign has received 1.84 million donations with a total amount of nearly $14 million. The numbers reflect the profound affection that Vietnamese people given for Cuban friends. The donation campaign to support Cuban people not only demonstrates the spirit of international solidarity, but also embodies the humanitarian values of Vietnam. The donated amount has already surpassed initial expectations. It's not only material support, but also a noble act of compassion to help the Cuban people overcome difficulties. Vietnam and Cuba have a friendly relations built and nurtured over decades. During the wartime, Cuba helped us with immense material and spiritual support. Now, in the time of difficulty, it is our turn to show gratitude and appreciation for their past sacrifices. I believe this campaign carries profound significance. For Vietnam, Cuba is willing to shed its own blood. The immortal words of Cuban President Fidel Castro, spoken during the first 8 years of Vietnam's resistance war against the U.S., forever engraved Cuba's fraternal love, solidarity, and noble spirit of sacrifice for its Vietnamese brothers and sisters. Beyond spiritual encouragement, Cuba sent experts, medicine, food, sharing what little they had to support Vietnam. More than half a century later, Vietnam responds in kind with practical actions of solidarity in Cuba's moments of challenges. We are truly touched and delighted by the great support of the Vietnamese people, from agencies, organizations to each individual. What is valuable is that the entire Vietnamese people consider participating in this program as a duty of the heart, sending the most sincere sentiment to the Cuban people. In hard times, when Cuba was heavily affected by the embargo, it is an invaluable source of encouragement, giving us strength. The greatest message that Vietnam has sent to Cuba over the past 60 years is a faithful friendship and unwavering solidarity that never changes. The support of the Vietnamese people is not only a humanitarian gesture, but also living proof for a rare and special friendship in the world's history. Vietnam, Cuba, forever side by side. It is the end of the English News Bulletin today. You can watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.